Hello and welcome back to Hiveswap Friendsim. Now that I'm actually doing an introduction, I can do it. This is for my podcast Live Laugh Stuck, where I'm going through with Moosie, who has not read Homestuck before, and we are playing Friendsim during the Gigapause. Actually taking a little bit of a break. So today we are doing Volume 10. And we have several people. I want to make the joke several people are typing, but that doesn't make sense because you're on call, unless you're doing text to speech, which you're not. Anyway, yeah. Introduce yourself, starting from the top. So Gizmo, who are you, Gizmo?
I'm Gizmo. Yeah, hi. I am gonna be doing Zebede in this route, and in the previous streams I did, I believe, Cuprum. I did the other gold who's chill and stuff. I've done all the golds so far. Well, not all of them.
Yeah,
most
except,
of them.
That's so funny. You have.
You're the gold standard.
Haha.
Bump.
But yeah, hi. I'm Gizmo. I'm gonna be Zebede in this route.
And Harley?
Hi, I am Harley. Harley Traveler 263, also here on Twitch. This is my first time doing this. I will be voicing Tegiri. Amberlyn and I met way back in with we tried doing a dub in the first place, and that was a thing that almost happened but didn't happen, and well, anyway, here I am.
Cool. And Moosie?
I am Moosie. I've been being introduced to the Homestuck for the past 3 years. Is this our third, starting on year 3?
Oh my god, this is starting on year 3, because we started in January. No, it's year 2.
Or
isn't it?
I think we started at the end of, was it the end of 2023 or the very tippy end of 2022? I don't know.
I'd have to look it up.
I don't know how long it's actually taken.
Well, it wasn't the end of 2023, because it's definitely been more than a year. I think this is year 2.
Second full year or something.
Yeah, I think we've done 2 years of this now.
Yeah, so we're into year 3.
Yes. I know how time works, and math, and numbers.
I have a hard time visualizing time as well.
Time is an illusion!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
True.
construct.
And Rainy.
Hello, I am Rainy. I've done Chixie now. I've done a couple others, but names are my brains.
I know all these characters, and I can't remember them all. And as you heard, Gizmo couldn't remember them all. There's a lot of characters. There's 20 something character, or not 20. There's a lot of characters. I can't count. We just discovered.
Chixie and
You did
Ecstatic
guy.
Aviator were my favorite.
I love your airplane guy.
My airplane voice.
Having people introduce themselves is always funny, because I'm sure I've forgotten everyone's name, and I'm gonna say a name and they're gonna be like, who the fuck are you talking about? That's not me. So
Who are you?
yeah.
Who are you? Where am I?
know.
Yeah.
Where am I? Who am I?
Yeah, anyway, so, and then I typically voice, usually me and Moosie go back and forth on who voices Imspar, depending if I take over a character like Tizius, I claimed from the start, because, Harley voiced Tegiri, was going to voice Tegiri whenever we were first doing this, and I was going to voice Tizius, so Tizius is my character forever. She's my girl, and, just, as
That's your baby.
is my college student who's actually 16 because of troll ages. And the Teals are such college students for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Mhm.
like saying the teals are, what is it, like Hufflepuffs or Ravenclaws are the smart ones or something?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
That's
Now,
such
now
a
I'm
way
gonna
of
have to.
putting it.
Yeah, teal. I mean,
let's
they're not like necessarily the smart ones. They're because I mean, technically they're the lawyers, right?
mm,
That's what they are.
They are
Which
the stretched, thin, tired, exhausted law students.
or the scammers.
Yeah! You
Yeah,
got one or
okay.
two things. You either follow the laws or you bend the laws to your favor.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Okay, so let's get started with Volume 10. You've been lucky enough to acquire a bounty of friendships since you arrived on this planet. But there's still an emptiness nestled right in the crook of your heart's atria. Maybe making one more friend will fix it. Maybe this next one will expand inside your chest like a sponge in the bath, pushing out all your sadness, loneliness, and insecurity. And I made this joke last time, or less of a joke and more of an observation. That's not how sponges work. They don't push anything out when they get filled up with water.
I
Nope.
think they just
They gotta
expand
freeze
to
that
fill
shit.
the space,
They
maybe.
expand. Yeah. After all, number 20 is the charm. And we also mentioned that 20 is the incorrect number of friends made. Fucking JoJo. Everyone pretend to see this for the first time. No.
Why are you like this?
Fucking I can't wait.
You're
I can't wait.
amazing.
Tonight you're abuzz with excitement. Wait, no, your palm husk is vibrating in your pocket. One of your friends is contacting you. You pull it out and a notification pops up. Buzzing is requesting to add you on Chitter. The message is accompanied by a little icon, blue with a silhouetted winged animal. Some of the similarities between this planet and your own are starting to stretch your powers of belief in coincidence. Whatever. You pull up the app and read the messages from, could it be? Your potential new friend.
Is this one of those spam cold calls like, oh my god, hi, Lucy. It was nice seeing you at the party. And then they're trying to pig butcher you.
We'll see.
Oh my god.
Let's hope it's not that. Anyways. OMG, hi. I hope it's okay to contact you. Oops, I should introduce myself. I saw your picture on Sarava's stream. I'm one of their biggest fans. But now, I'm one of yours. Love those looks. Anyway, I would love to chat if you're open to it. If not, it's okay. You can just ignore me. Everyone else does.
And this is another one of those, like, characters people have a hard time with because even though other characters murder people, this one you know in real life.
Yeah. I used to not like this guy at all because he just reminded me of myself when I was younger, when he first came out.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know where the voice I'm giving him came from, but it's the one I'm doing, so might as well stick with it.
Yeah, go
Ah,
for it.
relatable cringe.
Yeah, it's he's paired with Zebra for an episode I did, almost 5 years ago now, on problematic faves, Zebra and Zebede, on how characters that are bad or annoying in real life ways tend to get more shit than characters who are like genocidal.
Yeah.
Could this be the universe reaching benevolently down to do you a solid? It's like being given a giant pile of money unasked. You didn't have to do anything for this friendship. You didn't even have to walk anywhere. All you had to do was join the fabled social media, and it literally appeared in your pocket. Your hands are shaking a little as you go to respond. You don't want to seem too eager. Or do you? You have no idea how to approach this. You thank the buzzings for his compliments and say that you would be happy to talk to him sometime. In an instant, a notification pops up inviting you to download another app. Also, I'm
Oh,
just
no.
saying, Yeah. Don't take me to. Don't let yourself go to a secondary location.
Yeah.
But like in the 2000s, starting and ending. Oh, it's more X's than Z's really. I guess I am wrong, but it just reminds me of how you would start and end your username with X's if you were like emo. That
Yeah,
was the emo
Yep.
username.
you were emo or just like trying to be cool.
Yeah.
I was there when laws
uh,
were written.
One of my oh my god, you know what? I'm not gonna put him on blast because that account's still out there and he can't access it to take it down because he lost the email that he originally
Oh,
had.
no.
So I'm not gonna direct y'all there. Since it's still up. Never mind. You do it, and a video screen opens. Suddenly, you can see your new friend's face. He's sweetly round and roly-poly and smiling at you broadly.
Hi, I'm Zebede. I hope it's not too sudden to gripe you like this. Is it okay?
Do you think, like, because no one uses Skype anymore except for some podcasters. Do you think this would have been like changed to Discord if it came out like now, like some
Oh,
sort of
absolutely.
Discord thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe FaceTime, actually.
Okay,
Although if
iOS user.
If I'm being honest, I
I don't even have iOS. It's just I always hear stuff about FaceTime.
Yeah.
I have a Samsung.
If I'm being honest, I completely forgot Skype was even a thing at the time this came out. I didn't realize that was. I did not realize that was a Skype reference.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yep,
Did not realize that was a Skype reference.
That's kind of funny. Oh, MG, you don't have to respond to that. This is sorry for being weird. Let's start over. How do you know Sarava?
Apart from being extremely friendly, this troll also seems to run both sides of the conversation by himself. Befriending him is the least effort you've ever put into anything. His enthusiasm is really cute, but there's something about him that unsettles you. Looking at his hopeful face gives you a dark stab of humiliation you don't quite understand. Fucking mood, though. That's gonna be this whole route.
Oh yeah.
You swallow down the discomfort and tell him the story of your friendship with Sarava, leaving out Sarava's personal background. He hangs on your every word.
So cool. I wish I could hang out with you guys.
He's so expressive.
He
Yeah.
really is. OMG, not that implying that you'd want to hang out with me. Oh wait, no, that's not how that line was. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's just no one ever comes to visit me.
He takes out his phone and taps a few keys. A notification box pops up in front of the video. It's a direct message from Zbzz that just says, sad face. You ask him why that is.
Oh, right. I don't know why I fell into the narrator role for a second.
It happens.
I really am that tired. Anyways, I live in the middle of nowhere. It's good for the bees, but I guess no one really thinks it's worth the effort to come all the way out here. It's just me and my Lucis, and he can't really do much around the hive. Sigh. It's fine.
He really says the word sigh out loud. Despite saying it was fine, he seems dejected, with a distinct downward angle to his shoulders. Sorry, his shoulders. His buzzy accent is kind of getting to you. See,
Time to see
it is funny that you can actually fail this friendship with someone who is so eager to be your friend.
you.
Yeah.
Ask more about where he lives, or ask him if it's really fine.
Let's ask him where he lives.
You
Tell
say it
an
must-
internet stranger where you live.
Yeah. You say it must be nice to live in the countryside. You mentioned that you did get to see some of rural Alternia when you met Skyla, and it seemed beautiful. Zebede's face twists into a grimace.
Yeah, I guess.
sensing this is a moment for sympathy, you tell him you're sure his friends would come visit if they were able to make the trek.
Sure. It sounds like you did visit another troll that lives in the countryside, though. So, I guess you thought she was cooler than me.
Why haven't you visited me already?
This route is, like, legitimately painful. Like,
Yeah.
like, it's not just, like, having potentially been this person, it's still having conversations with people like this now, today. I mean, not today specifically, but, like these
Modern
people...
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of us. Thanks.
That's like... It's whatever. I don't need my friends to pick me first.
You struggle for words. You want to reassure him, but you also don't know him that well yet. You weakly protest that you didn't mean to say Skylar was cooler than him. You didn't even know him then. Maybe you'll be able to visit him in the future, too.
Yeah, maybe. I've heard that before.
He's not rejecting you, but you get the sense that a wall has been raised. You're sure you're going to keep chatting with Zebede from time to time, but you get the sense you're never going to become a true friend. You're stuck in acquaintanceship limbo. Looks like you failed to earn his trust. Acquaintanceship limbo is such a thing. Not even just with, like, stuff like this, but
Oh
just
my
where
God.
it's like you try to talk and just, like, the conversation doesn't happen, and you try to talk again, like, 2 months later, and it just dies, and you're like, well, okay.
Well, shit.
Well, shit. Ah, that stings. Ha 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 ha. Puns.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
What a face. Okay, let's load. I knew where the load button was. Ask him if it's really fine. You tell him that you'd understand if he's not okay with it. After all, you say, it would really hurt your feelings if your friends didn't make an effort for you. Isn't that what friends are supposed to do? He gives you a grateful smile, some tension releasing from his frame.
Oh. I would never ask that of anyone. I don't want to be annoying. Like, sometimes I really wish someone would take the time to visit. But I totally don't blame any of my friends for not coming. Like, I understand that you have to decide which friends come first. And I just don't. Some people are just cooler and more fun than me. It's understandable.
This really must be your lucky day. First of all, no one has threatened bodily violence towards you in the past 10 minutes. Your fear for your life is at a low-key, reasonable level. Second, this troll is making it really obvious what he wants you to do. This is a total slam dunk of friend opportunity. Say you'll visit. I like how that was like a choice instead of just, I don't know. That's interesting that would be a choice rather than just you know.
Your choice is that you have no choice.
Absolutely. Zebede's face transforms utterly. It's astonishing. He goes from sullen and shadowed to utterly radiant. Your heart pangs with an overwhelming urge of fellow feeling. True, you've seen other trolls react emotively at the sight of meat and blood and your own body sparkling under the moonlight, but Zebede is the only one with such an extreme reaction to friendship. Man, you are really feeling this little guy.
You'll come. Really? That's so cool. Thanks. This is gonna be so good. I'm gonna get all the best snacks, and my little sister's really cool. You'll like him.
It's almost weird to see him at, like, neutral expression now.
Yeah. This is so exciting.
You leave Zebede to his preparations, even as the bubble of joy inside you goes a little wobbly. You aren't used to such high expectations from your prospective friends. Mostly, people just expect you to be an imbecile. You absolutely can't screw this up. You made a promise to your brand new friend. Unfortunately, that promise is to visit him in a house that is, by his own admission, so far away that not even people who know what the fuck is going on can be asked to find it. You haven't thought this through, but that's never stopped you before. First things first, what old friendships can you call on to help you out, i.e., who is likely to have a vehicle of some kind? You could always call up Tegiri to see what he thinks, but you don't want to be too needy with him. Amicia, well, doesn't look tall enough to reach the pedals. Zebra, just no. You're a strong, independent alien who don't need no troll. You also don't think aliens are allowed on public transit, and you don't know the number for troll taxis. So you'll do crime. Perfect. What did Connell do when she stole a car? Punch the lock off with one big fist. You won't be punching off any doors, but you eventually find a car that isn't locked. Almost like someone helpfully left it for you. Haha, sucker. It pricks slightly at your conscience as you slide into the seat and fire up the autopilot, heading out into the country once again. But recently anything that isn't brutal, indiscriminate violence kind of doesn't faze you. So, you stole the car. Big deal. It's not like anybody died. This is it. So begins your gradual slide into total moral iniquity. A hardened criminal. That's you. I mean, also statistically, it's probably not any of the low bloods who have a car, right? Like, okay, you stole some high blood prick, most likely.
They're not gonna miss it.
It's fine. Zebede does look pretty far out. He hadn't been exaggerating. You use the time to curl up in the back seat and catch up on some sleep, all the while trying to ignore the fact that the car reminds you of being inside a large, squishy animal. At least you get a few radio channels out here. Zebede's hive is big and buzzing. Literally. You hear a persistent drone of bees, and standing right outside is the boy himself. He's so excited, he's bouncing on his toes. I love that. I love that he actually is cute. Clapping his hands together. He has a gold symbol on his shirt. You wonder if he's a psychic. You've finally been here long enough to pick up on racial stereotypes. Go you.
You're here. You actually came. I seriously can't believe that someone actually went out of their way to visit me.
Well, you don't really have a way to go out of, but you keep that to yourself. You are more than happy to accept the friendship points. Zebede leads you into his hive, which, like Skyla's, looks like he made a lot of it himself. There are hanging baskets of flowers and plants everywhere, and a zigzag shelf holding up a stack of colorful books. In one corner is a big screen TV and an entertainment center. Zebede vanishes into another room and leaves you to get comfortable on the big couch, which is unsubtly striped yellow and black. The buzzing is pretty loud in here too, and you look around for bees. You're not thrilled about the bees, honestly. You wish there was some music on your phone to drown them out. You're thinking about following Zebede and seeing if he needs help, when your phone starts to vibrate. You look down and recognize Sarava's username. Do we answer, or do we let it go to voicemail?
I wonder if we answer, then he'll find that rude and that we think someone else is more important. So let's let it go to voicemail, even though I feel like if a troll were calling us, it would be for a reason.
Yeah. You decide to just let the call go to voicemail. You're busy with a different friend right now, and you can just call them back on your drive home. Or not home, but the closest you've got right now. It'll give you something to do besides sleep. You mess around on your phone for a little bit, filling out your profile on your chitter. Alien Invasion of 1. Just here, I guess. That's honestly the best you can come up with. You aren't quite sure how your age would translate to troll years. Sweeps? So you don't bother with that. So convenient, writers. So convenient.
So convenient.
Yeah. You've already gained some more followers. Sarava retweeted your intro tweet. Or chirp. Whatever. Skeet even. I know. I'm not a skeeter. I'm not a skeet truther. Zebede comes back in with a tray of snacks and 2 glasses of something bright red that you hope isn't Fago. Or blood, but that goes without saying at this point.
Hey, who are you talking to? I heard your palm go off.
You tell him that you weren't talking to anybody. You let the call go to voicemail. Does he really think you're the kind of person who would take a call from someone else while you're having a hang sesh? Heck no. I am. Just by the way, if anyone wants to hang out with me in person, if I get a call. No.
Like, nah, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
At this
Reader
point, a
here-
call is like
Right now, who
oh, it must
calls?
be something.
Who calls? Like someone's leg got chopped off, right?
Yeah.
It's more of just, who are you? What do you want?
Yeah.
Also, why does that face specifically make me think of like a Pokemon?
It does.
He's
A
very
little bit.
Pokemon-esque.
It's the eyes for me.
It's the eyes and it's the happy open mouth. Just yeah.
And the
Oh
hair.
yeah, like Munchlax.
Yeah.
Munchlax, exactly, yes.
Munchlax. I think that yeah.
Aw, you didn't have to do that.
Zebede says that, but he's obviously incredibly happy that you did. He sets the tray down and hops up on the couch next to you.
So, what do you want to do? I have a bunch of really cool stuff we could check out, but I didn't want to. But I didn't want to make you just do whatever I wanted. I know we barely know each other.
You tell him that whatever he wants to do is fine with you. Is fine with you. You aren't picky in any sense of the word. Zebede seems a little at sea by your lack of an opinion, but eventually he puts on the first episode of a pirate show. This is nice. It's nice to just chill for a little while. But you barely get through the opening credits before Zebede changes his mind and puts on a show about space pirates instead. But then he gives up on that too. He keeps looking at you for input, but the extent of your experiences with troll pop culture is Ramel's knockoffs and that one shitty romance flick Polypa took you to see. You are not informed enough to have an opinion. You are seriously down for whatever. Zebede does the same thing with video games for a while, becoming increasingly more distressed. You feel deep empathy at his plight, but also mild annoyance. You understand this unreasonable fear of beefing it in front of your friends. You feel like that pretty much all the time. You eventually suggest to Zebede that you could just watch the last thing he watched on GrubTube. Zebede goes a delicate gray color that you've come to realize is the troll version of Blanche.
That's, yeah, we could do that for sure, but, you know, guys, GrubTube Cube is,
Sir, what are you looking up on your guys' YouTube?
I just think that replacing the grub, like replacing the U in YouTube with grub is just like, I just also think of RedTube. It's like, that's why they had to get rid of YouTube Red, right? Because it's like RedTube's right there. And so that's just, especially when he gets embarrassed right after, it's like, maybe you just said the wrong GrubTube, my guy.
Let's look at what was in your last RedTube queue.
Yeah. Yeah, what's in your RedTube queue? That'd be so
Oh,
funny.
Jesus.
Queue. Okay. I have 150 things saved to my porn watch later list. That is like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just never got around to those. Some of them seem too intense.
Yeah.
I'm just too tired right now.
It's kind of tropey, you know?
yeah.
Most of them are deleted. I'm just a hoarder. I keep all the deleted videos.
Yeah.
You know, kind of personal. Not that I don't trust you. Yeah, if you can trust randos man online and invited to your house, who can you trust, right?
You feel that way too. You've also felt the overwhelming urge to throw yourself into the arms of strangers since you crash landed down here. You tell Zebede that you aren't going to judge him. You don't judge your friends. An overwhelming look of trembling gratitude comes over him, and once again you feel an uncomfortable pulse of empathy. You are used to being the you are used to being the desperate one. You aren't sure how you feel about this turnabout. All this social power.
Sorry. Okay.
The two of you scroll down through the history on his GrubTube account, and you find yourself choked up by the incredible trust he is showing in you right now, letting someone behind the curtain. There doesn't really... Oh. Excuse me. My throat was like, what if we clogged up right now?
What if we just died?
Also, like, are you guys that, like, if someone were to come over and you just opened YouTube, your history, would that be weird? Like, is that a weird thing for you guys? Are you looking at weird
No.
stuff? Is what I'm asking, I guess? I don't mean that.
Everyone open your YouTube right now and tell us what's on your history. It's mostly video game videos for me.
Yeah, I don't think
I think
would
the
feel weird. Oh, you first.
I think the only thing that would really just confuse people is just that the algorithm just doesn't know what to show me.
Yeah.
It's scrambled. It jumps between VTubers and Lego and Gundam and random video games, so it doesn't know what to give me.
Oh,
I'm
mine's
so...
like.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Moose.
I was just gonna say, I'm so embarrassed by watching the Nintendo Switch 2 first look trailer.
Right?
My last history item.
So
No, that's actually
scandalous.
mine too. I mean, does that really count? That just came out this morning. Everyone watched that. Well, not everyone,
I actually haven't.
I haven't watched that yet either.
but it's fine. You know, it's a new Nintendo Switch announcing things that we pretty much already knew about it for the most part. From what I'm aware.
We been new, Nintendo. When you giving us Nintendogs?
I tried to
Give
look at
us the
mine and I
Nintendogs.
somehow accidentally logged out. No,
What?
I went to incognito on accident. I didn't even know I could go incognito.
Dang.
Yeah, mine is PokeTubers, Balatro, Defunct Land.
Is there a new Defunct Land?
No, it's just old
Oh,
Defunct
okay.
Land. I haven't watched a lot of the backlog, and it just started suggesting it to me, so I'm like, yeah, sure.
Mine's actually like really simple right now because most of like my history as of current is just stuff I listen to or click randomly while I'm trying to fall asleep. So it's chocolate cacao, fucking love that dude. A bunch of baking videos and then strange eons.
Nice. Yeah,
And
I
then-
don't make everyone put their shit on blast. It's just like I don't get this as an embarrassment thing.
No, this is fun. And then I just have like a bunch of like randomly scattered Japanese just song music from various artists and
Weeb.
TikTok's going down the drain. It's like, okay, YouTube, what are you gonna give me?
Oh,
You like
yeah.
a lot of Japanese and Korean stuff. Okay, we're going with it. I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah, I got notifications that people who follow me on TikTok want me to move to Lemon 8. And I haven't heard anyone else talking about that as an app. Apparently everyone's moving to a new Chinese video app.
Well, apparently it's still also owned by ByteDance, so I don't... The idea was that it wouldn't be around, but they've been paying people to move to Lemonade, but a lot of people have been moving to Little Red Book.
Yeah, Little
Yeah,
Red Book
I
is
was
one
hearing
I've
Little
actually heard
Red
about.
Book rather than Lemonade, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, I
got-
never used TikTok personally, so I'm just sitting back and looking at it, being like, man, that backfired horribly for the people who wanted it banned, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, eat shit, government.
Yeah, I just I would post. I mean, sometimes I just post it post on there in general, but like also I tried making clips from my podcast episodes and I post them on there. But making clips is a lot of effort, so I haven't been doing it lately. But yeah, so I don't know what the next TikTok is because I'm not on there as much because video entertainment. I don't know. It's different.
My phone just jump scared the hell out of me.
Bad phone.
It's like I've got like 20% battery life. All of a sudden, it's like, but you're at 1%. Like, oh,
Damn.
no, don't do that to me.
Damn.
Don't do this.
Okay, sorry. I got us off track.
That was fun.
There doesn't really seem to be anything worth getting stressed over. No porn or is there porn allowed on? That's a whole different conversation. I'm not doing that. I'm not going down that route.
There's been some AI generated like.
Well, yeah, but I
MILFs.
mean, like, it's a whole conversation, like, within our Alternian culture, if there's, like, porn allowed on...
Oh, on Alternia. I was gonna say
Yeah,
like on
yeah,
YouTube.
on
There's
YouTube, that's a whole different...
always people trying to skirt those.
Yeah, meanwhile, people can't talk about things that happen in horror games without censoring every other word.
Ugh.
That's also a lot of my history is horror game stuff.
Absolutely.
No porn or anything. He does have a lot of videos of Sarava, specifically ones where they are actually on camera.
Yeah, they're so cool. It's so rad that you guys are tight. I really want to meet him someday.
He sighs. And he sighs again. A little louder. You catch on to your part in this, bit and tell him that you could probably figure out a way to make that happen. You hope you don't have to follow through on that. Sarava's a busy guy, and you aren't sure they actually let anyone into their hive. Well, besides you. But you seem to be the exception to a number of rules. You keep that last part to yourself. The rest of the videos in his recent history are about a band called Hatch to Dance, music videos, interviews, and compilations of vlogs. Vlogs? Is that the...
Vlogs?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's
spelled
usually
like
just
that.
VLOGS.
Yeah, that's
But it's
what I'm
kind of
trying to
spelled
think.
like
Is there something
dialogue.
different, yeah, dialogue or I don't know. I'm confused by that.
This troll is British.
I
God
can't
damn.
even imagine blogging being spelled BLOGGUEING. You ask him what all this is.
You've never heard of HTD? Really? They're so cool. They're my fave. I mean,
He gets shifty-eyed.
whatever. They're alright, I guess. Their music is kind of catchy and a pretty dope group dynamic.
You mentioned that all of them seem to be pretty good looking too.
Really? You think so?
You point out a guy with tall horns that swoosh into hooks and a lot of white hair that falls into his eyes. This guy is particularly handsome. Sorry, I'm just considering a white-haired troll. We haven't seen anyone. I mean, I guess like people will dye parts of their hair, but I don't think we've seen a full-blown bleach or I don't know.
Callie core. Calliope core. She.
Oh,
like
yeah.
hair.
Yeah. So true.
Him? I mean, he's okay, I guess. They're really basic.
Call the fuck out.
Not that I think you're basic or anything.
You probably don't even like pumpkin spice latte.
Oh my god.
He shows you some of the music videos. They have really high production values and extremely elaborate sets. All of the band members sing and dance and get very close to kissing each other. He'd been really nervous about showing you this. His deep dark secret was that he likes music videos? Is being into pretty pop stars some kind of cultural taboo?
Not really, just... It's kind of lame, right? It's kind of lame, right? I just really want you to like me.
Being a K-poppy is a disgrace. If I want something that'll get clipped to actually cancel me more than anything I've ever said has. K-poppies are vicious. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. And you do like him. You just wish he wouldn't say shit like that. It's embarrassing. And also it reminds you that you yourself have gone around doing pretty much the same thing. Pretending to agree with everything your prospective friends say, lying, saying you're into things that you aren't. Just all around being a big phony. The circumstances are different for you though. You're an alien. This is a hostile territory. You don't have a hive or a lussus or even horns. So it's way less pathetic for you to be like this than it is for Zebede. Right? Deep down, you know you're full of shit. You're just coming up with reasons to excuse behavior in yourself that you condemn in others. You hang your head in shame. Zebede, who is not privy to your internal monologue, looks confused. Is it possible that you're doing the wrong thing in your eternal quest for friends? Could it be that Before you can spiral any further into full-blown existential crisis, you hear a noise from outside that you really, really don't like. Several noises, in fact. A crash, followed by a thump. Followed by a...
Oh.
Get the fuck out here, you fucking piece of shit! You thief! I had an extra fuck, but whatever. Oh dear. Zebede scrambles around to look over the back of the couch. You can just make out a shape through the window.
Sorry, I'm falling asleep.
Oh, good.
Hey, this is a totally wild question that I typically would never ask a potential friend, but... Did you steal that scuttle buggy?
Oh, just forgot about that.
Oh. Ha. Funny story. You didn't know how else to get here. You did it for him. For your nascent friendship.
Oh, wow. Nobody's ever stolen a scuttle buggy from me before. Did you forget to take the GPS chip out, though? Because I think whoever you stole it from found it.
GPS chip. Right. Fuck. This is not an auspicious start to your life of crime. Maybe you aren't quite ready to go it alone yet. Another crash and rattle. It sounds like someone is taking pieces out of Zebede's hive. You get up and start for the door.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't go out there. They look big. And they sound huge. You'll get killed.
Ooh, I'm also yawning now.
Sorry.
No, right. He's definitely got a point there. But whoever is outside seems intent on demolishing his hive brick by brick, so they're gonna get in eventually anyway. Better for you to go out there now and face the music so at least one of you gets out of this. Zebede stares at you. Weird, globby golden tears pool at the corner of his eyes.
Oh, buddy.
You would do that for me? Nobody's ever offered to die for me before.
God.
Oh my god.
That's so great.
That's so nice.
Yeah, you're pretty nice. Also pretty idiotic considering you're about to go give yourself up to a big angry troll whose car you absolutely stole. Well, it's been fun while it lasted. Actually, it's been mostly terrible. Oh well. Goodbye, cruel world.
Wait.
You have one hand on the doorknob when Zebede's shout rings against the walls and ceiling.
No one is touching my new friend!
Outside, the buzzing rises to a rattling crescendo, so loud that it no longer sounds like animals. It sounds like weather or a fighter jet. The intruder screams. You wince, but you're also overwhelmed by gratitude and excitement. Zebede did that. For you. The screams stop after a few seconds, and the buzzing gradually recedes. You and Zebede are left staring at the door, then at each other. Behind you, GrubTube is auto-playing an H2D interview. Little ambient crackles of the white electricity you've come to associate with psychics wreathe Zebede, before that fades too. Did he seriously telekinetically gather up a bunch of bees and just throw them?
No, that sounds hard and potentially dangerous for the bees. I'd more just ask them nicely. I'm bad at it though, sometimes it doesn't work.
Well, it sure worked this time. Top 10 worst ways to die.
Yeah, that is a pretty bad way to die.
Zebede nods. Then he nods again.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, right?
The two of you venture outside to see what's going on. Nothing is going on. The night is quiet. The car is exactly where you left it, and there's no sign of the bees or the intruder. So either they ran away or got stung so many times they dissolved into sludge.
That
Given
would
Alternia, that's
super suck.
That's
Yeah.
not impossible.
Yeah. You feel another pang of conscience, but it's not enough to cover up your ecstatic surge of happiness when you see how chuffed Zebede is to have set some bees on a guy. You tell him you're grateful. You think about adding that you're proud of him, but you don't want to literally make him explode. You let him hug you instead.
Guess this means you have a scuttle buggy now.
Yeah, spoils of war.
You want some buttery exploded kernels? I make them myself. Well, I put the kernels in a pot and explode them.
You tell him that sounds great. He's honestly pretty fun to visit. Minus the sudden attack, you're having a really nice time, and that part was honestly entirely your fault. You should quit putting him. He should quit putting himself down so much and being such a desperate piece of shit. You mean that the nicest way possible, and it's pretty good advice in general. You know, just to have floating around out there, staring at some people in particular in various Discord servers and online.
Yep.
It's like, because there's no nice way to say, like, you're fine, but the fact that you keep having to ask if you're fine is making you not fine.
Yeah, literally.
We can
That's
be
a therapist's
friends.
job.
I love the little puns that accompany each of these ending
Yeah.
slides.
I love it. It does look like he has like a tongue.
A little
Pointy
bit.
tongue.
Yeah.
It's the TV, but it's funny. It's
Mhm. Okay, now we
Okay,
have to
I
do
have-
the bad ending. Huh?
Oh, I was just going to say, okay, now I know what or who else he makes me think of. He makes me think of that kid from the movie Up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit of the hair and then just the overall, like, the smile and the yeah kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to answer the phone.
Answer the phone. Get some bees sicked on you. Might as well. You have no idea how long Zebede's gonna be in there, and if there's anyone with music, it's this troll. It's a good thing
Oh,
you're
right.
here. I forgot that we had a Sarava.
Yeah.
Switching voices.
Hey. Yep. Hey, dude. Sup? Can't believe it took you this long to get a chitter, Lamo. Damn, you're like really lost without my help, huh? Looks like you only got 2 followers though, Lamau.
You can feel some nameless tension and you bleed away into the thump of the lo-fi chill hop beats murmuring softly through Sarava's mic. If only you could just go spend time with your cool friend and stop making new ones. But even the thought makes your stomach wring itself out like a washcloth. There's no point in wishing for things to be different from how they are. You'd do anything for new friends. Anything. You ask him if they have any chitter advice, you know, on how to be a cool guy online.
I mean, you definitely came to the right troll. But I don't know if I should be like managing your brand more than I already did. It's just risky for me, you know? It's hard enough maintaining my image as is. Other streamers always on my bulge, Lamau. Doesn't mean we can't hang out, though. I mean, it was really chill last time. Also, I need my clothes back.
You assure Sarava that you still definitely have their clothes, and that you totally did not destroy them in an epic battle to save a giant collie.
That's cool. No worries or anything. I was wondering if you wanted to hang out today. If not, it's chill. I got all sorts of shit I can get up to, Lama. You know how it is. But yeah, let me know.
Oh wow, how did you suddenly become so popular? Maybe this is what happens when you finally get online. Not only are you hanging out with one friend, you've got another one clamoring for your attention. Social media is amazing. You tell Sarava that you would love to chill, but you're currently out in the middle of nowhere hanging out with someone else. Maybe Sarava has heard of him? Zebede Tongva? Surely everybody on the internet knows each other.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Well,
You spell out Zebede's Twitter handle. Sarava's face is a complicated dance between shock, worry, and wry amusement.
oh, dang. Wow. What are the odds? Small internet.
So Sarava does know him.
I mean, I know of him. Man. Awkward. Are you guys tight, though?
You tell Sarava that you aren't tight yet. Pretty loose, but you're currently working on it, which is why you're currently in the middle of nowhere, sitting on this bee-themed couch. Sarava scratches awkwardly between their horns.
Is that like what you go online to do? That whole scene?
Scene? The only scene you know about is the friendship scene, and possibly the clown scene, and the meat scene. Actually, you may be in more scenes than you give yourself credit for, and you get the feeling you are on the you are right on the edge of another one. You can taste it, and it makes your stomach growl. You tell Sarava whatever the scene is, you're definitely not part of it. You don't even know what they're talking about. So, what are they talking about?
Not to like talk shit or whatever. Because God knows gold who live in a glass hive of tenuously created online social interactions shouldn't throw stones or whatever. Fuck knows I got up to some shit back in the day. But you maybe shouldn't hang out with this dude. Especially when you're like right on the edge of breaking out yourself. I mean, you have to be careful with this shit. I told you what happened to me. Yeah, I thought they were turning into a pirate for a second and doing like a pirate joke.
Me internet fame isn't a joke.
I told you what happened to me. Internet fame isn't a joke.
They gesture vaguely toward their missing eye.
Here, let me just link you.
A link pops up in the Gripe chat box. You follow it to what appears to be a fanfiction account. Nothing wrong with little fanfiction.
Oh, don't Andy. Don't is fanfiction.
You've never been much of a writer yourself, but you're pretty pro anybody doing whatever they feel like as long as it's not gruesome murder. I mean, you're kind of okay with people doing gruesome murder by this point, Inspired.
A little bit.
You're a real chill dude that way.
I mean, yeah, right. I mean, right, yeah, same. Wow. I'm not trying to judge or whatever, but you'll see what I mean. Scroll down.
You scroll past the first few pages. Most of these seem to be about some band you've never heard of, and then almost at the end you find... Oh, damn. This appears to be a fanfic about Sarava. You don't click, though. You kind of get the idea from the tags. Well, Sarava is a big deal after all. You guess it makes sense that people would include them in their, fantasies. You do it all the time, in a friend way.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying now, though. I mean, live your dreams, right? Limo. Any guy on the internet can write whatever he wants about me, but, like, I don't want to see it. Just a heads up, you know?
You get how that could be a little awkward. You tell Sarava that you'll be careful of your infant internet fame. Though you doubt anyone will ever write anything about you. Who would want to read about your dumb fuck exploits?
Yeah, Lamau, who would pay for a game where they have to go through like 20 chapters of you just making friends? Who would do that?
Yeah.
Come over whenever. I'll smoke you up.
Great. More bug ass. You end your call with Sarava and navigate back over to Zebede's fanfiction account. You pick one of the ones not about Sarava. One of the teen-rated ones. You don't have anything against erotica, but, maybe you'll save that for later. I'm definitely not putting the tone on intended by that, but you know. You don't know any of these characters, and the context is doubly indecipherable. The troll music business. But if this really is Zebede's writing, he's pretty good. You have such talented friends.
Hey! Sorry I took so long.
Shit, Zebede sneaks up on you from behind. You quickly lock your phone, but apparently not quickly enough.
How did you find this? Oh god, you were searching for me. I thought we were friends.
But of course you're friends.
We're so coasting through each other's shit. I would have showed you my fic if you just asked.
You tell him that you absolutely did not go looking for it. Sarava gave it to you when they called you up just now. Zebede's face closes down. Is it just you, or has the sound of the bees gotten louder?
Oh dear.
Oh, right. So your cool friend Sarava told you. I see how it is.
No, they just called you. You just answered the phone.
No, it's fine. I totally get it. Even coming all this way out here, I'm still not a priority. It's fine. This is not even a big deal.
What sucks is that, like, you know, I have been in the situation where I did have friends who, like, did absolutely prioritize people over me. Even, like, if we were hanging out, suddenly it would be like, oh, someone else would hang out. Bye. So, like, it is, but obviously it also sucks too, but it's also like, I mean, I have been there, though. You know?
Yeah.
Zebede is just too much. I mean, like, the whole route. You know?
It is quite a lot. I'm totally used to it. You and Sarava. What are you, mates Fritz?
You are absolutely not mate spritz with Sarava. You're not mate spritz with anyone as far as you know? Fuck, having so many friends is exhausting.
Oh, really? You're like, your life is so great, I get it. You just have so many friends and you're so popular and everybody wants to spend time with you.
Zebede's crying and not trying to hide it. It's very sad and extremely awkward. You feel terrible. Also, like, kind of a dickhead. You're always doing all this complaining about your lot in life, when, to tell the truth, you've actually got a lot going for you. You have all these amazing friends who go out of their way to check up on you and ask if you want to hang out. Of course, all that complaining is just in your internal monologue. It's not like anybody can hear your thoughts. Thank God for that.
I'm so glad that you and Sarava have each other. Maybe you can go hang out with them and make fun of me some more.
You tried to tell Zebede you were absolutely not making fun of him. You were just curious about his hobbies and interests. You absolutely want to read his fanfiction. But the kid isn't listening anymore. Fuck. You hope the car has enough gas to get you back to civilization. Does it run on gas?
Yes, the spider legs run on gas.
Yeah.
Awkward.
This is such a unique... Have we... I mean, I guess, like, we have seen that some like this. This just feels like a... I don't know.
Is new.
Yeah, like all of the others end with one or both parties dying. This one is just straight up like reader fucked up the interaction.
Sorry, you were... I didn't even notice you come on. I mean, like, some of them end like that. I just mean, like, this specific style of Imspar in the end screen. I don't know. There's so many end screens. Who can remember?
Yeah, I was keeping muted so that I didn't,
Gotcha. Okay. I just got Jan jump scared. Jan scared.
Boo.
Remember when I called you like Jean? Like what did I say? It's like I
It
can't
was
even
something
remember how
like
you pronounce-
John. Yeah.
Yeah, Jean. It's so funny. It's like the opposite problem that like if any of you are into like Pokemon Nuzlocke, you might know Pokemon Challenges, who like gets called Jan, but his name is Jan. And
Yeah.
I had the opposite problem with you. Yeah, okay, cool. That's Zebede done. Gizmo, I know you're not feeling well. You can absolutely hang on, but if you're, I'll give you a chance to leave if you wanna.
No, I can stay here and chill.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Does anyone need water break or anything?
I'm good.
I
I'm
will
chill.
go get some water real quick.
Okay, go for
Since
it. You're
I'm gonna
about to
be
do a lot of
talking.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be right back.
Cool. Let's get to the JoJo page at least.
Jojo.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I see. I wasn't sure what you meant.
Yep.
Jesus
We
Christ.
mean Jojo.
You mean JoJo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, imagine if he actually looked like that the whole time.
That'd be so
no.
funny.
He's the only one in that art style. Everyone else is normal.
I can't believe Troll Kamala Harris liked my tweet. Or
What?
post.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Here, let me go to that account. I thought maybe it was one of you, and I just couldn't remember your handle on Blue Sky.
Kamala Harris.
Who the fuck is this person? This is so funny. Yeah, I mean, it's not someone who would like me, so I'm not going to put them on blast. But yeah, their handle, so not their username, but their handle is Troll Kamala Harris. And their profile picture is what you think it would be, and their banner is what you think it would be, based on that name.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah, you know, it's just really funny getting the notification that Troll Kamala Harris liked your post.
All right, I am ready.
Oh yeah,
Woo!
I have to tell Harley now. Troll Kamala Harris liked my post on
What?
Blue Sky. Yeah, Troll Kamala Harris. You know everyone knows Troll Kamala Harris, right?
Fully invested.
Alternian troll for clarification.
Yeah, like their user.
No
like, I just got a
Norwegian troll.
notification. Yeah. No, the Trolls movies, Trolls.
Oh, Trolls movie Trolls. Okay.
Yeah,
There's a Trolls movie, Kamala Harris?
No, I'm just making shit up, man. Yeah, I just got the
be
notification.
scared.
Troll Kamala Harris liked my post. He's such fucking jump scare. It's like
Boom.
I mean, I don't want to like bring up Butterface, but I can't think of a better example of like do you guys know Butterface? Is that an old like early 2000s, late 90s thing?
Where you
Before
say
my
someone
time on the
someone is a
internet.
butterface?
Yeah, if someone's
They're
a Butterface.
attractive, but their face.
Yeah, so there would be like the trope that like they'd look, one way from behind and they turn around and like I don't mean that for this. I just can't think of a different example.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I'm just way too. I just love that so
turns
much.
around and becomes JoJo.
It's so good. In an utterly unsurprising turn of events, the knight finds you trolling Alternia in search of, well, trolls. Do people say trolling as in like walking around? Strolling?
Would not
Sort of.
assume
Maybe it's an
otherwise
Alternian
on
expression.
Alternia.
Yeah. The friendly type, preferably, although you've been known to work wonders with hostile folks too. Your current hunting ground appears to be a primarily teal neighborhood, which suits you fine. Teals live relatively comfortably and are usually only mildly disdainful to you. This strikes you as a good place to search for companionship. You've got another pressing concern, though, a faint glow far on the horizon, which suggests that the sun will be rising soon, a couple of hours from now at most. Nights on Alternia seem to last forever, but when the daylight hits, it hits hard. Like a truck, but the truck is on fire. And the fire is nuclear fusion, and the truck is a star. Point is, you're not in the mood for another sunburn. You'd better snag a buddy before it's too late.
You! A strange hornless thing!
Speak of the devil, you whip around and spot a troll boy with a stylish hat and a sword sheathed behind his back. His clothes are a little shabby, but he carries himself with a rigid, composed air.
What are you? Some kind of mutant troll or another sentient creature?
Definitely the latter, you say. Unless you would prefer the former, in which case you're that. Actually. But mutants, you've learned, are not particularly well liked on this planet.
An alien. I won't have to call you then. Not immediately, at least. You don't appear to be a colon-site species. Lucky for you that I won't have to loose my blade. And lucky for me to have found a potential comrade. I know what you seek.
I love him so much. Shelter and friendship. Not necessarily in that order. You're about to speak up, but he's already moving on.
And you seek the meeting place of the Eastern Alternian Fine Animated Art Appreciation Society.
Yafas.
Yeah, same that.
Or, as some less cultured souls would call it, the Anime Club.
Oh, a club. Back home, teachers used to go on and on about how clubs were a wonderful place to meet new friends. You didn't really believe it then, but maybe things are different here on Alternia. You confidently assert that, yes, you are here for the animes.
Yep.
Goofers.
I feared I was going to have to cancel tonight's meeting due to no-shows. But now it can proceed as scheduled. Follow me!
I do love the idea that he was just gonna grab like the first person he saw and make him go to the anime club.
It is
Enough.
sufficiently Tegiri.
Yeah.
Ah, so I don't have to kill you. Join my club.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. He gestures towards the hive and begins to stride confidently toward it, but then he rethinks it, pausing to look back at you.
Wait. Subs or dubs?
Oh no! There's three!
There's
I mean,
three.
I think we all know
Yeah.
which one is the
Okay.
bad.
I'm assuming Dubs is the bad. So let's go with that one.
Dubs.
Damn it.
A fellow connoisseur!
What?
Let's continue!
He's a big Pro CD fan. Like, Senshi is just above all.
For real, for real, for real. Oh my god.
Let's just have a moment to take this all in.
There's a lot of pillows back there.
It has more detail than so many other scenes. You just gotta...
It really does. They went off with this one. And I appreciate it for it.
Tegiri collects swords and figures and body pillows like I collect model kits.
Yeah. Okay. Tegiri invites you into his hive with a sweeping bow when you step into the foyer. The hive looks normal from the outside. Normal by troll standards, at least, but the inner decor has an entirely different vibe to it. It reminds me of Japanese architecture. Tegiri takes off his sandals before entering the next room. You take off your shoes too, if you had any. Or you would take off your shoes too if you had any. I was like, do they make it up in the air whether you have shoes or not? Is that like the loose part of canon, is whether or not you have shoes? As you step into his living room, you are assaulted, not literally, thankfully, by an absolute smorgasbord of merchandise. This place looks like someone did a Google search for otaku collection and opened the first result. Extremely funny if that's just what they copied for their background. Posters and scrolls adorn every inch of the wall available, and the inches of the wall that aren't available are blocked by shelves containing all sorts of TVs, manga, and other such forms of media. On a large glass shelving unit near the room's exit, you spy a
Veritable cornucopia.
It's just not. Yeah, I guess it's
A
veritable.
veritable cornucopia.
Veritable. There we go.
Veritable,
Cornucopia
yeah, that's.
of anime figurines, most of whom seem to be in varying states of undress. You would like to describe it as peaceful nudity, but you would also like to describe yourself as the most popular person on Alternia, and both would be a lie. Based. Tegiri has arranged this merch meticulously according to blood color, from red at the top to fuchsia, or from red at the bottom to fuchsia at the top. I was gonna say that'd be weird.
I see you are admiring my fine East Alternian collectibles. I polish them daily, just as I polish my blade.
If you know what I mean.
Oh,
Gary.
oh my god!
Gary, come on! I feel weird having said that.
Oh my god!
Oh, give me a second, I gotta do. Don't touch them, or you'll taste folded steel.
I didn't notice the little effect on
I think it's one of the few animated sprites in this
Yeah.
whole game.
You know, you gotta bust it out for the good ones.
Hell yeah.
You slowly retract your hand. You wouldn't dream of touching them. That was never, ever something you were planning on doing. You won't even breathe on them. In fact, you step far away from the collectibles just in case. With that step, you bump into something behind you and hear a soft woof. As you spin around to look, you see what must be Tegiri's lesson surveying you with an intense gaze. I forgot it was so cute! Look at the fluffy toy!
It's a Doge Lussus.
It's a doge!
The dough.
It looks
Do
a lot
you
like
have
a Shiba
hands?
Inu. If they were twice the size and had opposable everything, honestly, watching it scuttle around like a monkey while sniffing at you was pretty entrancing. It's like a Shiba Inu cross with those like the snow monkeys and the hot springs, the hot spring monkeys.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
I'll be honest, I'm just picturing a vermicious kid from the fucking Willy Wonka sequel.
I don't have a reference for that, but I appreciate it.
It's a goo monster.
It's a goo.
Goo monster.
Eventually, you seem to meet its standards because it darts out of the room. You hear some rustling in what you assume is the kitchen.
That was Tadashi. That was Tadashi Inu, my Lussus. He taught me everything I know. I could not have asked for a better sensei.
Yeah, dogs are great, you respond, and then immediately wish you could take that back. Dogs are great. That's gotta be the blamest possible statement you could have made. If possibly inaccurate too, what's this thing called? The bark beast, the fetch fiend, the wolf gremlin? Oh, Tegiri isn't paying attention to you anymore. He's busy perusing his shelves, picking out some DVDs.
Per my viewing schedule, we'll watch a carefully curated selection of episodes from one classic and from one recent release. But, since you're a newcomer, it might be best not to jump into the middle of last bout series. Philosopher Half-Iron. Perhaps we shall instead begin with the first season of school-fed heroism and transition to some episodes of Just Stuck Morning.
I'm into Kiss and Stuck Morning.
The original airing, of course, not the censored one with the ridiculous CGI dragon. Ugh.
Looks like Tegiri intends to take full control of the morning's activities, which you find entirely copacetic. The less you need to assert your own opinions and make your own choices, the less likely you are to fuck up. It's probably not a healthy way to live, but it's gotten you somewhere between 1 to 19 friends so far, so you're sticking to it. That's also not an accurate count. This is... Is it? I don't know.
I think this one's more accurate.
Who knows? I can't count, as I established at the beginning of this. With deft and precise movements, Tegiri retrieves the disc from its container and pops it in the control equivalent of a DVD player. It makes a slimy, chuggy noise and sucks the disc in, and like usual, you aren't sure if it's an inanimate object or a living being. Either way, you're a little disgusted. The DVD player hums and Tegiri's TV lights up with a colorful title screen. You're ready to get settled in for a journey through the wonderful world of the animes, but he frowns and pauses the episode less than a minute in.
Hang on. This isn't the correct copy. The localization on these lines was changed after the original translator was called by a purple blood for crimes against buffoonery. I specifically ordered the first edition and paid extra for it! This is unacceptable!
Tegiri stops the DVD player, ejects the disc, and places it back in its case.
There's still time in the night. We need to go resolve this immediately. That shop imported it for me. The shop that imported it for me is nearby.
He heads for the door and beckons for you to follow him, which you do. You guess it was too much to hope for a quiet morning inside, wasn't it? At least you get to go shopping for animes, which sounds fun enough. Will it be at one of those fancy automated stores, you wonder?
No, unlike most stores on Alternia, this specialty shop is run by a living troll. A fellow collector who would not entrust such work to automation.
Base troll says no AI.
So one would expect, with an actual think pan involved, there would be no careless mistakes like this! At least I'm on good terms with this owner, so I doubt there will be trouble.
But on the other hand, you on the other hand, expect plenty of it. Pretty much everything on this goddamn planet has been trouble so far. Does he know how awful it is here? You don't want a human-splain to him or anything, but things are pretty awful here.
Things are pretty awful here.
Yeah, thanks. Crumpled.
He's good.
Lemon.
Oh. Oh, you guess he knows. He's staring at one of the many billboards that line the streets, which has been defaced with bright red graffiti. It's seeing some pretty nasty stuff about Trezza.
Rebel sentiments grow by the moment. Alternia lies on the verge of peril, a blade's edge. And not any blade, but the blade of a razor-sharp folded steel katana. Forged under the East Alternian moonlight. Heated by the bellows breath of a magnificent Draconian Luxus. Cooled by the shimmering cascade of an acid waterfall.
I think he's lost the
And
metaphor.
fit to be handled only by a true expert. Do you dance?
I love this so much. I forgot how fun his route was. And, like, the writer just hadn't been having a fucking blast.
I'm having a blast just reading these lines.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
You're a little caught off guard by that question. Dancing? As in moving one's body to music?
In a way, yes. Moving to the sweet music of steel on steel, the rhythm of combat, the stiletto step that weaves death and glory to one beautiful motion. Do you dance?
Oh.
Have you danced with the devil under the pale moonlight?
You can dance if you want to. You can make your friends hot.
Oh, sword fighting. Of course, you really should have figured that one out. This guy's dial has only two settings, talking about swords or talking about anime. Sometimes he gets particularly frisky and talks about both at once. You tell him that you don't know how to handle swords, but they seem really cool and you'd love to learn.
Cool? Sword play is more than cool. It is a way of life, a code of honor. To pick up the blade is to bind yourself to the tenets of Bushido, and to be prepared at all times to enforce justice the only way a swordsman knows, through steel. Someday, the pursuit of justice may bring me face to face with these rebel scum. I must be ready to show them the true, magnificent terror of the blade. Who knows? Maybe I would even be awarded a crown. Oh god, how do I read this?
Clown.
Who knows? Maybe I would even be awarded a Clown-gressional Medal of Honor. A troll can dare to dream.
So that's why he practices swordplay, huh? To enforce justice. Kind of like a vigilante?
Vigilante? Please. I would only ever call a troll who legally deserved death. What kind of lawless moron do you take me for?
You don't take him for a moron at all. In fact, he's very smart and clever and just. You hope you're not laying it on too thick, but he seems to enjoy the praise.
We're here. This won't take too long.
He's taking you to a night market that reminds you of the place where you met Oliva. A strip mall lies to the left of the many tents and stalls, and a sign above one door reads, Super Tapito Imports. Like Super Tapito, the
I misread it
comic
as
store.
potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Super Potato Imports.
Potato.
I just think they're neat.
Super
We
potato imports.
We got red potatoes, we got sweet potato.
We got russets.
We got
As you enter, Tegiri makes a beeline for the counter, which is manned by a greasy-looking goldblood with pinkish-looking eyes. Oh look, it's a Pyro Sprite?
That's a Pile Sprite.
Oh yeah.
Or Senator Lemon Snout.
Senator Lemon Snout. There we go.
I
This
was
is
more
another.
distracted
Like
by
the backgrounds are
Troll Man.
just. I love the backgrounds in these. You, on the other hand, are more interested in the rest of the store. It looks a lot like Tegiri's living room, but bigger. Anime figurines on sale for what looks to be a preposterous amount of money. DVDs and comics lining the shelves, arcade games in the corner. There's even a section for replica swords, which all look far too sharp and legitimately deadly for your liking. Skulking between the shelves is an olive blood guy. You can't quite tell if he works here or if he's just browsing. You're not sure if any trolls even have normal jobs. You're about to ask the olive guy about a particularly interesting DVD, when you're distracted by a commotion at the counter. You're pretty sure you heard Tegiri snarling something about his rights as a consumer.
Rights as a consumer!
Looks like trouble is brewing. You turn your head toward the counter and listen in.
Do you really think you can get away with ripping me off like this? Do you know who I am? My blood caste? A teal blood like me has connections, a vast network of like-minded souls at my beck and call, ready to be unsheathed against my hapless foes. Oh god, it's this meme. The legal force I can bring to bear against you is greater than your puerile mind could ever imagine. A fleet of legislators will descend on you like shadow clones, each armed with the greatest weapon of them all, knowledge.
I have God and anime on my side.
And with our intricate understanding of the Alternian legal code, you will be mired in suits so myriad, so mind-numbing, you will wish for the swift and early death my blade can provide. Or, you can offer me an exchange of equal or greater value to my original purchase.
Oh my god.
Which path will you choose to walk, scum?
I love it so much. You wander closer to the counter, hoping you might be able to help resolve the situation, but instead you blunder right into the olive blood and send a box tumbling from his hands to the ground. A bunch of assorted products spill out as the shopkeeper gasps dramatically. You don't see what the big deal is. Looks like some more DVDs and manga. One cover features the troll with heart-shaped horns and a bright pink sign, and another features some red-blooded douchebag wearing pants way too tall for him. Tegiri picks up one of the mangas and waves it in front of the shopkeeper's face.
Here to explain what I'm looking at here. Imperial Dictate, number the 2nd, section 3.2, the depiction of non-standard hemological attributes is strictly forbidden. Imperial Dictate, number the 7th, section 5, material which encourages action against the state is considered contraband of the highest degree.
The olive blood, who can clearly see the situation careening downhill like a scuttle buggy without wheel stops, begins to creep toward the door. You'd love to do the same, but you can't give up on a potential new friendship. It's basically pathological.
Tish, to think that my favorite Eastern Alternian hobby shop could stoop so low as to peddle this criminal filth. What a sickening betrayal.
The shopkeeper stammers, offering a litany of muddled explanations that only seem to incense Tegiri further. He was holding it for a friend. No, wait, it's satire? Tegiri slams the palm down on the counter. Slams the palm down on the counter and his eyes shoot open, revealing dark purple irises with a strange swirl pattern. I forgot about that.
Astral projecting!
Imperial Dictate, number the 61st, section 2, satire is especially contraband! You think you can mess with me? I've watched countless hours of legal drama, played and replayed Legendary Legislator, and memorized every twist. I know the law back and forth.
You're also a teal-blooded. You go to school for this.
Yeah. I have played and replayed every Ace Attorney game.
Oh my
I
god!
know the law.
The law school was just practice for legendary legends after.
Yeah. Now let me go find a parrot to put on stand.
Oh god.
Now it's time for the punishment due. You're fucking dead, kiddo.
As Tegiri leans over the counter, his free hand grips the hilt of his katana and tenses, ready to draw. He's about to straight up execute this guy.
Nope.
Next stage. Oh, I'm running out of save slots. I mean,
Oh no!
I don't need the earlier ones, but no.
No,
Do we intervene?
memory.
Gosh.
Don't intervene or defend the shopkeeper.
Well, I guess if I'm gonna be his friend, I shouldn't intervene.
Fuck him. He's an enemy of the state.
Yeah, we'll just roll over. We'll be bootlickers. Just for the sake of friendship.
Yeah. You really don't want to get in between the shopkeeper and Tegiri's sword. For all you know, this really does warrant an immediate execution. Who are you to judge? You do, however, squint a little so you don't have to see the full gory detail of gulling. Turns out it's not nearly as gory as you expected. Tegiri leaps over the counter and swings wildly at the guy, but many of his attacks failed to connect.
Yeah.
Mostly a bunch of bombastic anime-style moves that don't translate well to actual combat. Still, some of his strikes hit home, drawing a spray of murky gold blood that jolts the shopkeeper out of his petrified fear. He screeches and unleashes a strobing psionic blast from his eyes, causing Tegiri to stagger back, disoriented. The flash of light doesn't seem to have caused any real damage, but it offers the perfect opportunity to flee. By the time your eyes have adjusted, the only thing they see is the back door swinging wildly in his wake. Unsurprisingly, the olive blood is nowhere to be seen as well.
Tish.
Tegiri glances down at his katana, stained with the blood of the shopkeeper, and slowly sheathes it. His hand is shaking, claws tapping the hilt restlessly. He turns slowly to you, forcing himself back into his usual stoic posture.
He got lucky, that's all. But he can't hide forever. Let's go. We need to report this to a drone.
Oh man, even after you did 3 Omni Slashes at him?
He strides out of the shop, leaving you to follow hurriedly behind. What a mess. You hesitantly ask him whether it was really necessary to try to kill that boy for what he did.
Of course it was! Well, this is absolute. A foreigner like you must not understand. It is not my duty to question the righteousness of my actions. I am but a tool through which the law is enforced. I am the blade that her Imperious Condescension wields to maintain order in this world of chaos. Just like this drone.
Looks up.
Yeah. He gestures to one of the big hulking drones that you've grown all too familiar with during your stay here on Alternia. Right now, it looks like it's cleaning up some bronze-colored blood that was splattered on the side of a building. Tegiri approaches and hails it, beginning to explain that there's a collector shop he needs to report for rebel activity, but the drone isn't listening to any of that. It slowly turns from him to stare directly at you, and raises its weapon to your face. Grating electronic noise issues from its metallic grill. In the mortal words of a wise cartoon dog, ruh-roh. Beep.
Hold it! This creature is under my protection. It has committed no crime. If you continue this attempted calling, I will strike back with my katana. And a strongly worded letter to your superiors.
The drone seems supremely annoyed that it can't just get right down to the culling a motherfucker, but Tegiri's cast must be just high enough to give it pause. You, the motherfucker in question, are incredibly relieved. That relief quickly fades when the drone produces a palm husk with a blurry picture of you on the screen, and a lot of text beneath, most of it flashing red. That's never a good sign. It looks like a rap sheet. Tegiri reads through it quickly, which is a pretty impressive feat considering his eyes are still closed, and his expression darkens the further down he gets.
Wanted under suspicion of meat product theft. Wanted the heist of fine art. Accomplice to the assassination of a Violet Blood.
Oof, you didn't realize you'd racked up such a heavy list of crimes. He's already rounding on you with fury radiating off every inch of his being. It's terrifying. You've seen this guy arguing with a retail clerk. You know what he's capable of.
Slightly maiming you a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, he's
I'm just a
possible.
fragile little guy.
This time I
Just a
thought
little
your
guy.
soul was open to the way of the samurai. I thought I had met a potential new connoisseur of the animated arts. But no. Your blood pusher pumps only lies through your villainous veins. You were just looking for an alibi, a place to bide your time, to hide away from the drones until it was time to indulge once more in your criminal ways.
You try to defend yourself. You didn't do any of those things, and you had a perfectly good reason for most of them. Tegiri isn't buying it. He's clutching his katana's hilt so tight, veins are bulging on his hand.
Silence, coward. The time has come for my blade to strike true.
He draws his blade in a smooth motion and swipes at you, and you just barely manage to sidestep the attack. You dart backwards, stumbling over yourself in your haste to get away, while he swings his katana wildly around while making lots of weird grunting noises. Once again, his mouth has been writing a check his sword hand can't cash, but you doubt that matters when trolls are stronger and faster than you in general, and he's accompanied by a giant motor drone. It's time for you to split, and you'd better do it lickety. Glancing around, you notice that you're about to cross over a bridge with an underpass beneath it. Perfect! Just like an action hero, you can hop right over the edge of the road, duck into the underpass, and find a nice hiding spot. dash toward the traffic barrier, vault nimbly over it, and oh Jesus piss, this was way higher than you thought it was. You hit the ground hard with a resounding crack, and for a moment your vision goes blank as a wave of pain sears your nerves. As the pain disorientation begins to fade, you decide it's about time to take stock in your situation. A couple of broken bones, that, a troll trying to kill you, not unfamiliar, drones attacking you, same, and sun about to rise and scorch you into nothing, again. Individually, you've risen to the challenge of just barely handling each of these problems, but all at once? Yeah, you think you're just gonna call this one here.
No.
Useless.
Oh my god.
My
This is
little
like
dude, he's so
a,
fucked up.
a chip taken out of his stomach, it looks like.
He sort of looks like a snowman.
Someone threw a snowman on the interstate.
Okay, we'll load. So we did dubs. Let's
Yeah.
try subs.
It's entertaining how wrong you are. But even the greatest of Alternia's philosophiters required sparring opponents on the battlefield of the intellect. To challenge your assumptions with my superior logic and taste will be a fulfilling task. Come in.
Not really the reaction you were hoping for, but you'd say anything to get into someone's hive, so you'll take it. And this is just gonna be the same.
Yeah.
So
Is it?
Yeah, it's we'll try the both are good, and that might be the real beginning fail. Because this is just the beginning fail, which is super quick.
Yeah.
Both are good. His expression immediately sours, a look you're all too familiar with. If you had a mouse, you'd be frantically scrolling the wheel upwards to roll back time and make a new choice. Nah, baby, just save and load, baby.
Save and load.
But you live in the real world, where you have to face the consequences of your god-awful anime opinions.
Have you no conviction? The Anime Club is a sanctuary for those of strong will and finely honed arguments, not a shelter for cowardly pissants. What debate can come from a sycophantic today such as yourself? How are you going to stimulate my intellect?
You begin to sputter in protest. You're plenty stimulating. You got a pretty long list of friends who you stimulated in all kinds of ways. Platonic ones, mostly. But he's not having any of it.
There are other anime fans in this city. Perhaps their gatherings will be more your level. Farewell.
Oh my god.
I can't read that Alternian.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's so fucking good. Okay, and now we'll get the good route. Let's defend the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
Okay, you know this is a terrible idea, but you've seriously had it up to here with being party to the murder of random trolls. You quickly interpose yourself between Tegiri and the Cold Blood. Does he really have to kill this guy for what seems to be his first offense? You launch into an impassioned spiel about love and friendship and justice, writing the value of forgiveness and second chances really hard. And for good measure, you throw in a little side note about how Tegiri's favorite shop will close if he kills this dude.
Silence!
Tegiri shoves you roughly aside and you go careening into a display full of bodybuilders. At least that's a soft display. It's probably the best display to go careening into.
At least you can go into the sword rack.
Right! You watch, stomach plummeting, as Tegiri turns back to the shopkeeper and slowly draws his sword. But then, at the last second, he reconsiders.
Ugh! Consider yourself lucky I'm in a good mood! If I catch you selling contraband again, your life will be mine.
Tegiri strides out of the store, holding a fresh copy of the DVD he wanted to exchange. He gives the shopkeeper a vaguely apologetic look, rush out of the store behind him. Whew, that was a close one. You thank Tegiri profusely for listening to your dumb little speech about whatever it was you said. Honestly, you already forgot. Dude.
You're clearly new to this planet. I felt pity for your naivety. But I should have just killed him. Death is the legally prescribed punishment for such crimes as his. Actually, it's the legally prescribed punishment for most crimes. I should have separated him from his head. But I looked into your pleading eyes and I saw...
Tegiri gets quiet. He was describing the silence as being particularly brooding. There's a lot of silences like that on this planet. Then, finally, he speaks.
This isn't my first time. It was just over a sweep ago, I believe. I was patrolling the Hive batch in search of evildoers when I caught the unmistakable scent of smoke in the air. Upon pursuing the lead, I saw a hive, partially collapsed, partially on fire. My instincts flared. I rushed in to help the innocent soul who was trapped in there. But as I was helping the girl bandage her wounds, it occurred to me that I had made a grievous error in judgment. Trolls below a certain age without a lusus or a proper hive are considered unviable and slated to be culled. By rights, I should have put her out of her misery the moment I realized my mistake. And yet... I looked into her deep gray eyes, dulled from the pain of loss, and I sheathed my blade. In fact, even though she is hiless and lustusless, I remain in contact with her to this day. Knowing deep down that one day I must call her, well, law demands it, but I haven't yet. I don't know if I could. Why does my conviction waver at times like these?
If he's talking about who you think he's talking about, you're pretty sure he couldn't kill her even if he tried. But that's not the report. But that's not the point here. The point is, he's feeling some real and true and deep emotion with you. This friendship is basically in the bag. Just gotta drop some sweeping, vague wisdom that makes him feel better about potentially not being an unthinking clog in the Alternian murder machine. To offer a light suggestion that maybe what is legal and what is just aren't always the same thing. Just a little thought. Maybe he's doing the right thing, overlooking her situation because of how obviously fucked up it is to be a homeless orphan. He goes silent for a long time, chewing his bottom lip.
You're naive. Naive, uncultured, unenlightened.
Wow, thanks!
You think the world is simple, like a cartoon for children. But this is Alternia, a land ruled by cold logic, where men such as myself must make the hard decisions. And it's not easy being dedicated to the code of law. It asks much of us and gives us little in return, but it gives us order. It keeps the beasts at bay. If I were to question it, what then? Would I begin to wonder if it is unjust for a blue bud to command his servants, for Imperial drones to cull the infirm, for us to obey the ever-changing whims of the Alternian royalty?
It takes a lot of effort to suppress your, well, yeah, but for the sake of this burgeoning friendship, you allow him to continue his monologue.
Riots in the streets, troll killing troll, even more than usual. I mean... No, I cannot waver! These hands must remain steady and true. Though I feel a pull towards the scorching fangs of the light, I must continue my path and remain in the tender, righteous embrace of the dark. Truth be my blade, intellect my sensei, and justice my only companion on this lonely road.
I love him so much. Oh my god. He goes on like that for a while. It all starts to muddle together in your head, and you lose count of how many times he's repeated some screed about justice and truth and being smarter than all the other trolls in the room. Honestly, it sounds to you like he's just lonely. You know a whole lot about loneliness and the poor management thereof. Some people throw themselves into their nerdy anime hobby, and others become obsessed with making friends no matter what the cost of their mental or physical well-being. Maybe he just needs a couple of good pals to remind him what it's like to have a heart. But if you try to tell him that, he'll probably just respond with another long and winding monologue, likely stolen from an anime he watched recently. Maybe you should just let him vent.
You have my thanks for lending your ear.
Oh, a compliment brings you out of your reverie. Nothing interrupts the old introspection machine like the opportunity to chug on the succulent ambrosia that is any kind of praise or gratitude. It's no big deal, you tell him. You're a great listener. That's what friends are for. Has he considered having more friends? Like you, for example? He opens his mouth like he's about to reiterate the whole lone swordsman thing, so you hastily try to change the topic. What's with his eyes? Most trolls you've seen have gray irises, and those who didn't follow the typical biological trend of displaying their blood color. Tegiri pauses, his grip tensing on his sword as his fangs dig into his lip. Oh jeez. This must be his most closely guarded secret. Have you earned enough trust to hear it?
They're contact lenses. For cosplay.
Oh.
Oh. Fair enough. Actually, is cosplaying a different blood caste even legal on this planet? If he's doing it, it probably is. Right? You're about to ask when something distracts you. The sight of another troll standing in front of Tegiri's hive, using it as shelter from the rising sun. They're pacing back and forth with precise movements, glancing at one of the windows almost like they're plotting to break in. And when they hear footsteps approaching, they perk up and whirl their head around. Hey, wait a second, you recognize them? Palpa spots you before Tegiri spots her. Her expression is hard and stoic, eyes glancing between the two of you as she assesses the situation. And then, like she's throwing on a disguise, her face softens, her face softens and she smiles. I forgot Palpa was in this. Rainy, do you want to do Palpa?
Sure, I can do Polypa. Ouch. I'm not sure if I actually listened to anyone do Polypa, so I don't know
I
how
legitimately
to...
can't remember who did Palpa.
Did I do Polypa?
You
Was
might
she
have
like
done Palpa.
quiet?
Do you want to do Palpa?
Sure. Hey, Tags. I was starting to wonder where you were, and if anime night was canceled.
Not anime night being canceled.
Your Lussus is staring at me through the window. I think he thinks it's funny watching me stuck outside, roasting to death while you're chasing Purbeasts around the hive batch.
Classic Tadashi. Why were you late?
Just busier than expected with some work.
She shoots you a sharp glance.
Assembling some new mecha models. You know how it is.
Yes, of course. It's all too easy to get wrapped up in one's hobby.
Anyway, I didn't realize we'd have a third for once. Not to mention somebody I know.
Nani? You and my new kohai have already met!
I forgot he literally says nutty.
We're just ranking it up to a 13 now.
So desu ka?
She pauses, her eyes darting back and forth between you two once more. She seems to be assessing the situation, wearing a look like an assassin trying to evade capture. You recognize that look, considering she was literally wearing it the last time you met.
We're kinda moirels.
Oh shit, I forgot about this.
Ooh!
Whoa! That's absolutely not what you thought you were, but you just kind of nod your head and roll with it. It seems that it seems to be what she wants you to do.
Oh, Morels.
Tegiri's face tightens almost imperceptibly, but you caught it. Nothing gets past your own friend-making eyes. Well, actually, a lot of things get past them, but not this particular thing. You're finally tuned to the nuance of social situations, as long as those nuances don't involve making a binary choice on which your social future hinges.
Well, as you know, I am far too busy studying the blades to pursue any quadrants of any sort. A foolish waste of time. Were it not for the laws of this land, I would swear them off entirely.
Arrow Ace King.
Are you sure it isn't that you can't just get a date? You don't have to play the mysterious loner, you know. There's other clubs you could join instead of insisting on running your own.
He huffs, looking away. You hear his Les's barking from behind the window in a tone that sounds like laughter.
Fools mock that which they cannot understand. And to think I was going to congratulate you on finding love.
Once you've finished your spiel about romance being dumb.
Polypa gives him a light, friendly whack, which he responds to with a smile. You can tell the exchange is friendly, not only because he's smiling, but because he's still standing.
Enough banter. I'm sorry. The harsh glare of the sun begins to crest, and we have Eastern Alternian animation to indulge in. I'll allow you both to spend the day at my hive if needed. There's space.
Oh shit, a slumber party? And with more than one participant even? That's gotta be worth extra friend points. You are so in. Shelter from the broiling death orb in the sky barely even registers to you as an added bonus. Polypa smiles at you as three of you enter Tegiri's hive. Tegiri covers up all of his windows to block out the sun, and then starts up the new copy of his DVD, which thankfully seems to meet his standards this time. You settle in on the couch, basking in the warm glow of friendship, and prepare to lose yourself to hours of beautiful, wonderful animes.
Nice. Aw, the puppo.
Truly the best route ever.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Truly.
really adorable.
It's like out of all that, you got a dog, you got some buds, you're watching the animes,
You got the ramune.
I
you
like
got the ramen.
I love the
Yeah,
gremlin look on Polypa's face.
Yeah.
and the little
Oh,
feet.
And the little feetses. The feetses are up in the air, concentrating hard.
I think
Oh,
this is
that's
definitely
fantastic.
another fan favorite route, just because of you can tell how much fun they had writing this one.
Absolutely.
I
I can't believe how much I forgot about this route.
I had a lot of fun just reading it.
Yeah, no, you were great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear your Tegiri voice again. Oh my gosh. Tegiri's fun. That was
He
a good
is.
time. Fucking JoJo ass anime motherfucker. Okay, cool. That's it. I'm just kind of basking in Tegiri's route. That's how did I forget how good that route was? Truly, I have not played this in 5 years.
I do love the, oh shit, I kind of have a rap sheet, don't I?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so wanted.
yeah. I have done
wanted
many a
it, not for
crime.
friendship.
So many crimes. All the crimes.
I'm wanted
Be
by
a
many
romantic
people,
do
but it's
crime.
not my friendship.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's it. Thank you all for joining. Next time will be, I know it's Gallic because I had to make sure Justin's gonna be available. Oh, it's not Gallic. Gallic's the one after that.
Oh.
Did I tell Justin the right time?
Ales.
Have it right. Anyway, it's Malik, not Gallic. And, oh shit, what's her name? I know her name.
Question mark.
Linera.
Linera.
Yes. That's gonna be fun for different reasons. Um,
Who do we
Linera
have
is
voicing
definitely
for
one of
them?
my favorites.
huh?
I
Gizmo
think
first.
Rainey said something first.
Oh, okay. Whichever.
No, Gizmo, you can go on.
I was just gonna say Linera is definitely one of my favorite trolls. She is so.
She is so. That's a
She's
good way
so.
to phrase it.
Oh.
She is so.
I think, yeah, Linera and Polyp are probably up there with some of my favorite of the Friendsim ones.
Yeah.
Daria too.
Yeah. I mean, really.
Anyone in the green spectrum, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So fair.
Rainey, what you were saying?
Oh, just the who were we planning on voicing for these next two?
Okay. Yeah. I'm opening. I have my browser closed. Now it's gonna take a second to open so I can look at the spreadsheet.
I'm just gonna go slow.
Okay, I do
Slow
have
and
this wrong.
inconvenient.
No, I don't. Justin has to be here next time for Demon, and the time after that's Gallic. That's why, because Demon makes a guest appearance in Malik's route. Gizmo is down for Malik, and I don't have anyone for Lanera or Branya. So.
Branya.
Yeah. But that'll be in 2 weeks per usual on the 30th. I've been streaming this at 5 p.m. Central Time, but I'm gonna get with everyone, not just you guys on call. So I'll do this later. But I might be changing it to 6 p.m. Central Time if everyone's down with it. Just as a heads up for people watching this, because I'm so consistent about being on time and on the right days. But yeah, and I have been uploading this to YouTube. The YouTube is Live Laugh Stuck. I've been uploading like one a week since I'm catching up, but I might be paring that down. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you had fun, but I honestly don't care because I had fun.
It was fantastic.
It was
It's fun.
fantastic.
We
Thank
had
you
a
guys for coming on
blast.
The Voice. It's just like, I'm so glad that Tegiri was there after Zebede's, because Zebede's was too fucking real, man.
Yeah.
It was the writers knew what they were doing, balancing them across from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Tegiri's also a guy you might know in real life, but better.
Yeah,
Of cringe, both real and unreal.
both
Yeah.
people from
Tegiri is who I would be if I was putting on a persona all the time.
Yeah.
like both people that I hung out with in community college.
Yeah. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye-bye.